All right.
So, hi.
Hi. What's up?
I think we got stuff set up. Yeah.
Thank you. You
what's
did a
up?
great job. Thank you for having me.
Yeah. So, I'm really excited to talk about. You have so many exciting things going on right now.
Trying too much to keep up with.
Yeah,
Yep.
and between two cities,
Yep.
like plane trips back and forth.
Yep.
Yeah,
Yep, it's a
you're a
lot.
busy man.
Trying, but guess I take after the family. You know,
Yep.
keeping it busy. So I'm enjoying it though, man. It's just enjoying it. It's fulfilling and feel like I'm getting more and more aligned with purpose. So
Good.
yeah.
Good. What do you think that if you had to say what the most exciting thing going on in your life right now, what would you say it is?
Oh, most exciting. The visions are like coming to fruition. But particularly that's tangible is the latest project, Stage Presence.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's frankly, even though I'm going to continue creating throughout life, I think it's might be going to be my proudest work yet from like a spiritual communal aspect.
Okay.
Like that's why I say it, not for gloat or anything like that, but really what it means. And you'll see.
Okay.
I think you might see why that when you watch it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm actually going to watch this for the first time.
Yeah.
And we will put this in the video somehow,
Sure.
I think.
Yeah. I can send you the file or
Try to do that. Yeah.
grab it right out of there. Yeah.
All right.
Let's do this.
Let's do it. Let's see if we can.
I was never meant for the stage, yet somehow my voice decided it needed to be heard.
To say what I am thinking while my body trembles with nerves.
To stand up here, overcome my fears, and pray. By the end of it all, I earn your cheers, your praise, your applause, your validation that it's okay to be flawed.
But what if I don't?
What if I choke or evoke the wrong emotions? Will my expressions match my gestures, my motions?
Will the messages land right? Or will I be left on the sideline just to fall off and into the outer bounds of my prime?
As my field of view suddenly becomes skewed with the disbelief that I can't quite crack the code.
On how to expose enough of myself to you anymore, to uncover the cold, hard, honest truth, and open up about everything that makes me both beautiful and bruised.
To broadcast the brutal battles that I buried beneath these banks of bars.
That flow out of my heart from the river of scars I can barely swim through, just to give you a piece of the picture I have to live through.
Like, what if I can't frame this right?
End up displaying myself in the wrong limelight.
Or am painted with the wrong color to wear through life.
Like a worn canvas, too torn from damage that's been stroked upon the depths of my hippocampus.
As I sift through a multitude of malicious memories, attempting to recall the parts of me that have been recalled by those who like to call
Me, overwhelming or overzealous, while I'm simply over the fact that I just might make you jealous with the way I write my pen, cause I'm a righteous man, making the world know that I'm worth every damn.
like Kendrick at the Super Bowl. I spit major flames, no minor games, nothing but A's on every page that I'm tested with. When it comes to this, constantly proving that it's carefully crafted skill and not just a gift.
As I present these words wrapped in the wisdom of rhythm and rhyme, instead of the worry that wrangles my mind, when it comes time to hit the mic and try my best to remind you.
I mean me, why I am here.
To break out of the allure that I am just an artist, that I am more.
I am human.
Who yearns to explore both mountaintops and imperfections beneath my core.
So please forgive me if I'm not always at my peak.
If I don't deliver you a salivating source of salvation like Uber Eats.
Or my sonnets lack the sustenance that you seek.
If I slip, trip, or stumble over my articulation while mumbling multiple metaphors of alliteration.
then crumble under the weight of your expectations.
Or the stutter between my cadences, cause the pressure of it all is overstimulating.
Having to maintain a successful reputation off of a passion that was meant to alleviate my frustrations.
When it has inadvertently led me to a cave of isolation where I've become fake friends with hallucinations and real comfortable with fraudulent creations.
Where galleries get curated by the simulation instead of harnessing the divine power of our own imaginations.
But what do I know? I'm just another person searching for purpose while you're trying to find the answers to why I just went off on a tangent. Or probably think I abandoned.
What this poem represents, like a mother who resents my very existence.
When in fact, I just needed an excuse to ramble in hopes that someone wants to hold the parts of me that are in shambles.
While I gamble on if a public appearance can provide the prescription to all of my pain.
Be the drug, the cure, the therapy toward feeling a lot more sane and a little less scared when I actually have something to say.
When the host calls my name, the curtains part ways and I muster up the courage, confidence, and grace
Within myself to finally step back onto
the stage.
Ooh.
Cool. You know how to look.
That's so you.
Yeah, cool. I just like, we cool. Yeah.
Oh man, this is so good.
Thank you.
I felt that.
Thank you.
Wow.
It was a lot to put together, but man, yeah. So yeah.
That's incredible.
Thanks.
Okay, let's talk about it.
Yeah. Yeah. I guess what would you take away, or yeah, that's your first time, so I'm excited.
Yeah. So there were a lot of things that hit, but just like the feelings of who am I, the inadequacy, should I be heard, all of that.
Yeah.
I feel like we all probably struggle with that in one way or another.
Yeah.
Based on whatever given life situations we've had, which we've talked a lot about that.
Yeah, man. It was a lot. It was, we're a bunch of performers performing that, and, it's about sharing that, deciding and when and how to share it publicly, and it deals with external validation, fear, all those other things. But I think it's beyond just the performers. Like, I think, like you said, it speaks to kind of everybody a little bit. And I was very grateful that I was grateful that they all came and trusted me with this vision. But I wrote it at a time, like, I didn't, while I was finding my voice and I felt part of this community, I was also, at the time I wrote it, I was feeling disconnected from that same community. I didn't know where I fit anymore. And then I also saw there was a little bit of, that's why at the beginning it talks about, what if I can't find the words? What if my expressions don't match each other? Stuff like that. And like I'm also seeing the success of newcomers coming in, and you see all those stuff, right? Comparisons to Thief of Joy. And like I was like, oh, where do I fit? And I was like, oh no, everybody can shine, right? They can shine in their moment, and like this is a testament, like, oh, I am still part of this community. Like for me, like,
oh yeah.
Yeah. And the fact that they all came through on this,
together,
it took a lot of planning, but I wrote it February 15th or February 20th, and then we filmed it. I released it on April 28th.
Wow.
We filmed it a week prior to releasing it, and I stayed awake editing it all together. It was a lot to pull together and to have everybody committed and.
So you wrote it all?
Yep, I wrote it all and directed it. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, I had the vision. There's a concept video too. So, and Christina Lee's big shout out Christina Elise. She's the one that did the score, the music. She did that whole music
nice.
underneath.
Okay.
She did that whole thing.
Yeah, it was great. It fit very well.
Right after I filmed it, I sent her the audio, and she did that within a couple days' time.
Oh, that's
and
awesome.
yeah, she's a classically trained, amazing human being. I thought she was just gonna do some simple harp stuff.
Yeah.
And then she took it and scored the whole thing. And I was just like, so I love you, Christine. Thank you.
That's awesome.
Yeah. So it's just a journey, man. I'm just very happy. I almost took myself out, actually, a few of the lines because I really wanted that communal aspect. But then I was like, well, I did write it.
Yeah, you should. Yeah.
Yeah. So I was like, let me kick off a few things in there.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's it, kind of in a nutshell. So yeah.
I love that. No, that's so cool. I love the community and that they all came together.
Thank you.
I think that's a beautiful. Anytime you can do something like that and bring people together and create art is, I think only someone who is an artist can understand that it's like a drug.
Yeah.
Like when you have a vision, and not only you're able to create that vision, but you have other people that see the vision with you and help bring it to fruition. And that's like really cool.
That's literally, I think I even wrote this in the description, just having that trust, and they're like, yo, we're here for you, man.
Yeah.
And like
Very
we're showing up, we're part of it. And then once I did put it out, they were like, yo, this is better than I thought. Like for me, even though it turned out better than I thought. Like shout out to the my director of photography too. He filmed it, Nico Jimenez. He's dope. He's actually heavy on the poetry scene a lot. He does a lot of the stuff for the poets, but he does incredible other cinematography too.
Yeah. I loved the slow zoom out.
That was that was my idea. Even before I did it in the concept video too. I knew it. I had all this in my head. I was like, oh, how do I because there's from an artist standpoint, you can approach any scene infinite ways, right?
Right.
So we could make it very complex, and I could have had a very expensive camera and had a rail system and do all that, but then we'd have to do takes. So my thing is, how do you do this effectively on a budget, right?
Yeah.
So in my head, I was like, okay, set up a decent camera within a long shot. It was just a singular camera. And I said, we're going to be about 40 feet away or whatever.
Okay.
And that way, like, I was like, unfortunately, we're not going to get close-ups. I would love, like, if we had started, like, on a face. But at the very least, we could start halfway, and we'll just get everything. So the whole thing is shot wide. The whole thing shot wide.
So the zoom out was in post?
I did that, yeah.
Oh, I was wondering, with switching to different people, how did you keep the zoom out so smooth?
Exactly.
I got it.
Exactly. I made sure,
there.
I was like, yo, we'll just do one singular shot, wide shot, and I'll zoom it post.
Yeah.
That way I can control it all and the pacing.
Smart.
And then by the end, boom. Yeah, so the very first shot we actually shot was the last one, because I knew people would have to leave and all that stuff. So I was like, all right, while I have everybody here, let's get that one.
Yeah.
And so, so to introduce, because not everybody knows, like you and I, we know like kind of the video process. So not everybody in the video like might not know how we create videos or how you might shoot out of order or stuff like that.
Right.
So for them to also like accept how that's going to be created, it's just, again,
Yeah.
validating
So
or
cool.
just fulfilling. It was so cool. And then when Christine put the music on, I just lit up. I lost my mind. I lost my mind. I was just like, oh my God, this is amazing.
Yeah, it like brings it all together.
Yeah, it really is.
That's incredible.
Yeah.
I love that.
Thank you. And then, fun fact, it's my first 5-minute piece. Poetry. Like, I've written songs.
Okay. Yeah.
But if anybody in the world knows about poets, of how like hard it is, captivate someone for 5 minutes, of poetry.
Yeah.
So
it didn't feel like 5 minutes.
Thank you.
I was like, when it was over, I was like that. I was expecting it. I thought we were about halfway through.
Oh,
yeah.
Believe me, if I could write more.
So it definitely helped but I mean it kept me captivated through the whole thing. So
Cool.
and for a 5-minute piece, that's
cool.
That's a lot.
20
yeah.
poets, including myself.
That's so cool.
Yeah. Yeah, in the poetry world. So the thing about it is, it's the first 5-minute piece I've never performed. So it's my own.
Yeah.
That's when it all rolled. As soon as I wrote it,
Yeah.
the flood of visions came out. I was like, oh, don't perform it.
Yeah.
Pull them all together. And then, so I may be actually performing it for the first time here soon, probably this week.
You'll
by
perform
myself.
the whole thing
myself.
yourself?
Yeah.
Okay.
So I have an interesting way of doing that.
Yeah.
But it's just, I don't think you can necessarily compare the two, because different mediums. But I think there's just something special about having all of them part of it.
Yeah. Oh, I'm sure.
It'll be a different experience, just me.
And they're all going to have an emotional connection to the piece as well.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Oh, which segues in, I want to make this like a live adaptation, like, kind of like a play thing. Obviously plays are not just 5 minutes.
Yeah.
But if I can get other artists, particularly poets, but it doesn't have to be like, I don't necessarily think need 20. It would be ideal because I already have it. Obviously, it's already set up.
Right.
But to make it a live experience, I think would be wild than just me. Like, obviously, that would involve maybe some lighting cues and stuff like that and rotation. But I think it could be achievable and it could be really cool.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Like, I've already actually reached out to a few. I think it'd be cool through high schools.
So would you have everyone on stage and then just have spotlights light up the person as they say their...
That could be one thing.
Yeah.
I haven't flushed it out yet, but maybe it's like have a few on, everybody's kind of rotating in and out, maybe a line kind of segment, right?
Yeah.
Where like you show up one after another into the spotlight, but something like that. It'd probably be lighting adjusted, like everybody's on stage, and then by the end you have
everyone together.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So like
No,
I think
that could be really cool.
Yeah. And then the props too, right? All the props, thought of myself too. Yeah.
Oh yeah, that's right. We didn't talk about the props.
Yeah.
Before we continue, I want to make sure we're still rolling.
Yeah. I know how that goes.
Yeah. Okay.
I know,
we still have.
I know that how that can be.
So we have like 10 minutes on this take.
Okay.
And then
Cool.
So we'll just kind of keep that. I need to probably get a
timer.
Timer.
Yeah. That'd be good. Yeah. Here, set your phone.
Yeah. I'll go ahead and do that.
Yeah.
Yes. Okay. So. Well, here, hold on. I don't want to be on my phone while we're...
Yeah, all good. I get it.
What's filming? Okay. All right. I'm pretty sure this is out of the scene.
Cool.
Yeah, so the props.
Yeah, yes. So luckily, a lot of those were actually in the apartment that I took over. Like, I happened to find some frames, all this stuff, and I was like, I'll just bring all this stuff, and it worked.
Yeah. It was fun.
Thank you.
It helped with the interactive part of it.
Yeah. I was so excited. And three of the shirts I custom made.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
So
the one with the sunglasses, that one stood out to me. Or is that not
one? The cloud one?
Yeah.
That one I did not. Actually, shout out. That's actually a representation. That's our homie Cloud. He's one of the people that just like got on the scene like a year or two ago. Mm-hmm. He went viral. Like he's a phenomenal poet. He is like really exceptional with the way he
Was he part of this project?
He was not part of it, but I am working on something to pull him in though.
Okay.
Like he's a phenomenal poet. Everybody knows him. And so that was just kind of a nod to him.
Yeah.
But no, I didn't design that one. I designed there's a one where it's like the emotions. There's like a half smiley sad face. And then I threw in, I don't know if people catch this, but there's in the middle, the guy goes, "I'm worth every damn."
Yeah.
So right after that, I pop up and I'm wearing Kendrick Lamar's "Damn."
Oh,
so
I did. Yeah.
I say like Kendrick at the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
It's a nod to "Damn," his album.
Uh-huh.
And then the last one is me wearing a shirt of my dad and me as a kid, and it says "Mom's face here" cut out because of the. Yeah. Yeah, that one.
Wait,
that
so it
one.
was an actual picture of you and your dad?
Yeah.
And
then I imposed.
I'll have to go back and look at that.
That one, so, and that is the compromise of not having it as close enough as we wanted. If we're not watching on a projector, you're not really going to probably see that.
Yeah.
But yeah, it is one of those things that I threw in there as a little nugget.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it was cool, man. It was, I don't know. It just really was an experience. So
yeah. Do you just for a second? I don't want to linger on the mom thing.
Okay.
Because we've done a whole
we did a whole
thing
segment on
about
that.
it.
Yeah. Yep.
But speaking of that,
yeah.
Has there been any motion in that? Has your mom reached out or been made aware of it or anything?
No.
Nothing's been.
No, nothing yet. No. Not yet. Maybe you can take the reins on that.
Yeah, I know. I think we should revisit that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's all good. It's part of life, but I did put the nod in there. So the line goes, he goes, maybe I just went off on a tangent or probably think I abandoned, and then I come in. What this poem represents, like a mother who resents my very existence.
I did catch that one.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
and while I'm wearing that shirt.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, yeah, I mean, it's.
Yeah, I feel like there's so much that could be dissected from this,
Oh, there's
which
so
I
much.
love that
Yeah,
the artistry behind the thought you put into the shirts and the props, and it's not just the words. I mean,
No.
and the way the camera evokes emotion with the zoom out. I mean, it's really good.
Thank
We're
you.
very
Actually,
impressed.
speaking of that, thank you. That means a lot coming from you. You know that. Actually, speaking of dissecting, and the live adaptation. So I actually started reaching out to my former high school, Goose Creek High School here. I might see something in New York. I want to turn that, and maybe not just poets I know, but maybe students. Like I think it could be a really cool experience for them to adapt it or perform it and stuff like that. And then maybe the English department, theater department, dissect it or whatever, like you said. So,
that would be so cool.
yeah, a few of them actually already said they're on board on how to try to figure this out. Yeah, so
I love this.
It would be super cool.
Yeah.
I was like, because I was like, well, yeah, all us poets could do it, but we're all super busy and we're all doing our own stuff too. So the likeliness of that happening, I don't know. But I was like, where's the one place where a bunch of people are at all the time and are doing those? I was like, oh, and it could be beneficial and it'd be really cool. I would love to see that.
And you never know what that could inspire some of these kids to do that themselves. And, yeah.
And that's the other thing. It, literally, kind of the inception of it. I'm hoping if they see it, it gives them the courage to do it, because it's about not having the courage. It's but still doing it. It's about the questioning of it all, right?
Yeah.
And what that looks like. So, yeah. And I battle that all the time. I battle that every time I get on the stage. Really, because it's just like this. At one point, you're trying so hard. I'm not the first time to say it, but you're trying so hard to get it, to do the thing, or be noticed, or be heard, or be accepted, and then you either get a glimmer of it or you get all of it, and then you're like, do you have the tools to hold on to that, or do you have the tools to really fit in there? Or at least from my experience, it's like it's a weird thing, man. Just performing itself, it's a weird thing, but it's also a beautiful thing. It brings people like us together.
Yeah.
So.